What's good? It's me, the Climb Gym Rat, and I'm going to be sharing and breaking down my list of the 20 fastest female speed climbers in the world as of the start of the 2025 season. I know how YouTube works, you probably just want to see the top 10. I'll put a timestamp in the description, but do me the favor of finishing the intro and outro in return. I've spent the last 2 years researching, watching, and studying climbers, and given what I know about the community, I'm very confident that I'm the world's leading expert on this topic and that this is the most accurate list in existence. So you should subscribe because I'll also be releasing videos on all the other categories and disciplines before the 2025 season begins. Before we get started, I have a brief overview of some honorable mentions. Some of these girls have gotten injured or learned to do beta recently, so they deserve a shout, though they aren't necessarily a top competitor right now. In 20th, I have 52-time IFSC medalist Yulia Kaplina of Russia. You'll see her again when I make the greatest speed climbers of all time video because she is undoubtedly one of the most dominant girls to ever do it. She broke the world record 11 times, which is a record on its own, and has a collection of 9 world medals, another record, and all that despite being unable to compete in the IFSC the last 3 years of her career. She had more medals than any other female speed climber until April of 2024, meaning it took the next girl 2.5 years to catch up. But enough about her legacy, let's talk about right now. Why is she 20th? Well, first of all, Russia has not been allowed to compete in the IFSC since 2021, so it's challenging for me to find Russian footage and compare their athletes. By the way, it's unlikely that the IFSC will let Russian athletes compete anytime soon, and Yulia has unofficially retired from international competition. What I do know is that the world record has been brought down by over 11% to 6.06 since she last broke it in 2021, while she's only dropped 3.4%. She's 31, the oldest girl on this list, and I imagine it must be hard for her to find the motivation to train with the end goal of only medaling at national comps instead of breaking records. All the while, she's being ignored and literally robbed by the federation to which she dedicated everything for a decade. She pushed speed climbing to a place where it could be an Olympic sport, and now she's being denied a chance at a medal. She hasn't PR'd in a year and a half. To me, that's a reflection of a loss of drive. I don't think her performance will improve this year. I promise the rest of these will be shorter, by the way. In 19th, I have Giulia Randi of Italy. Julia is the opposite of Yulia, a young climber with potential far beyond her PR. She's coming off her best year ever, and if she conserves that momentum, you'll see her again this year, but she'll need a lot of power development if she wants to disturb the best. In 18th, I have Italian national record holder Beatrice Colli. Unlike Julia, Beatrice is a powerful, smooth climber, but she'll need to learn Julia's jerky swiftness if she wants to get some competitive times this year. The Italian men are on a streak right now, and this competitive environment will likely boost the women as well. It'll either be her or Julia, but one of these Italians is going to have a great season. In 17th, I have Shengyan Wang of China. Wang has had 2 solid World Cup seasons in a row as her teammates prep for the Olympics, but she's the 6th Chinese athlete on this list. I think she'll be overlooked this season as it's improbable she passes any of her teammates. In 16th, I have Spanish national record holder Leslie Romero Perez. She holds the slowest PR on this list, but she was able to not only qualify for the Olympics, but make finals with only 7 other women in the world. She did get lucky, but she also demonstrated admirable consistency and prep throughout the summer. That's very hard to learn, but she just needs to get faster if she wants to have similar success at Worlds. In 15th, I have Narda Mutia Amanda of Indonesia. Amanda was the 2018 Asian Continental Youth Champion, but didn't compete at many comps and was kind of forgotten about before the Olympic qualified events, hidden behind the many other successful Indonesians. But at these events, she broke predictions with unheard of consistency and the newest beta used in an international comp, the 8-10 step up. She still has some strong teammates, but she's younger than all of them and could definitely strike the comp scene. She's just got to step up to the challenge. In 14th, I have French national record holder Capucine Vigiloni. Capucine was ranked far higher a year ago, but she sprained her ankle and hasn't PR'd since. She's remarkably consistent and deceptively powerful. I think she could easily aim for some medals this year if she recovers and moves on from her sprain. The French team needs a hero now that Boss has retired. My bet is on Capucine to come through. In 13th, I have youth world champion Shixu Meng of China. Meng is a really exciting new climber. She has the lowest world rank on this list because she's only competed in 3 international competitions ever, but she's won 2 of them. She's also the youngest athlete on this list, but already has a more impressive resume than a lot of the other girls. This Path Youth Worlds was the fastest ever, and Li Huindang made finals at Taiyan. The Chinese team is still the most competitive in the world, but she's super quick and posed to be a star when she inevitably builds power. In 12th, I have Niu Di of China. Di is smooth, powerful, experienced, and above all, consistent. It's really fun to root for her, but as the oldest of the 6 in the Chinese speed team, it seems unlikely that she'll ever top her performance at the OQS. In 11th, I have the 3rd Chinese athlete in a row, Xiaoquan Zhong. Zhong tore up the circuit this past year, and I certainly think we will consistently see her in finals in 2025. We couldn't see her at the Olympics because of the 2 athletes per country limit, but her OQS run was solid. She has a shot at the S tier, she just needs a handful of quicker times and a couple of podiums. Hello, in 10th I have World Collegiate Champion Jamin Jeong of Korea. Zhang had an incredible World Cup season, but shockingly missed out on the Olympics, throwing her at a S tier. If she can get her time under 6.5 and land a world podium this year, she'll get it back. She's smooth and powerful, but needs to learn some quickness and consistency if she wants that elusive title. In 9th, I have my first S tier, European champion Natalia Kaluchka of Poland. Natalia has a stacked post-COVID resume with 2 world titles, and she was pushing the upper limits all the way through the European qualifiers, but hit a plateau as the new year came in. She put up a good fight at the OQS, but wasn't really matching her twin. She's pulled back some cred by winning the European Championships, but still hasn't gone under 6.5 since fall of 2023. Overall, though, she's still the powerful, prepared athlete she always has been, and I don't see any reason to believe that she's unable to return to the top this coming season. In 8th, I have Russian national record holder Elizaveta Ivanova. Like Yulia, it is difficult to compare Elizaveta with international athletes, but there is no doubt that she belongs in the S tier. She's quick, prepared, powerful, and driven. Her 6.11, an unofficial world record at the time, is still one of the most shocking and beautiful things I've ever seen on a speed wall. Her weakness is consistency, though. She seems to slip more than her fellow S tiers at Russian and international comps, but not to an extent that really damages her credibility. The IFSC has already confirmed that Russian athletes will not be able to compete in the 2025 season, but Elizaveta is both motivated and young enough to presumably wait out the ban. Either way, she'll definitely continue to be a dominant force in Russian comps this year. In 7th, I have Indonesian national record holder Regia Salsabila. Regia, on the left, actually holds the 3rd fastest PR on this list, but once again lacks the consistency needed to contend for world titles at every comp. If she gets a clean lap though, she's very fun to watch. Her dyno and top section are both the fastest of their kind. You will absolutely see Regia's name on the circuit this year, and I'll bet it'll be on a couple of podiums. In 6th, I have Alexandra Kaluchka of Poland. Alex had a great year, most notably winning a bronze medal at the Paris Olympics. The female Polish team as a whole continues to be the most driven team on the circuit, and this next year will be no different. Alex has a strong, relentless style that will definitely result in consistent quarterfinals. In 5th, I have Olympic qualifying series champion Yafei Zhu. Zhu was pretty much an unknown coming into the OQS, but she completely ripped the competition apart. She demonstrated quickness, prep, consistency, and everything expected from a top-level climber. The Olympics were close. I definitely wouldn't consider finals a failure on her part, but she does need to keep training consistency if she wants another title this year. In 4th, I have Pan American Continental record holder Emma Hunt of the United States. Emma is the tallest on this list and probably the most powerful. She has an impressive bouldering history which translates into this terrifying strength while she's running. Emma's let on that she's gone faster than 6.3 in practice, but it's her consistency that is most impressive. Her smooth style, combined with the best mental on the circuit, keeps her a title threat. She's not perfect though. Slips at Pan Am's, Wuyang, and Paris have thrown into doubt her Fort Knox prep. Nonetheless, she'll 100% be into the quarterfinals this year. In 3rd, I have world champion Desik Matarita Kusuma Dewi of Indonesia. I think putting Desik this high is my hot take of the video. She's not particularly consistent or fast right now, but my entire faith is based on a single gesture. Look on the left. After running the fastest Chinese ever hit by a woman, she shakes her head, implying that it wasn't a clean Chinese for her. Since the Chinese skip began to be the norm for men in 2023, the question has lingered whether it would work for women. Women have managed to hit very quick Tomoas, but the difference in power becomes more apparent as the route goes on. If Desik has managed to hit a Chinese cleaner than this one, she is going to be a terrifying opponent this season, and perhaps a contender for the back-to-back title. In 2nd, I have the overall cup champion Li Deng of China. There were a lot of hard decisions this list, but who to put at number 1 and number 2 were not some of them. Deng is, by every measure, the 2nd fastest woman in the world. She pulled out her Asian Continental record when it mattered, nearly catching the Olympic champion off guard, and copped a deserved silver medal. She's powerful and smooth, with a composed poker face, and her dyno and top are both the fastest of their kind. I'm confident she'll push the Asian record even lower this year, and I'll bet on a medal in the overall and at Worlds. There is no contest for the fastest woman in the world. It is, unequivocally, Alexandra Mirostov of Poland. She's the world and Olympic record holder, the Olympic champion, and a 53-time IFSC medalist. Over 10 years, she has demonstrated extraordinary consistency and unmatched drive. Her work has culminated in 10 world records, 4 Olympic records, and 3 world titles. She's never had a World Cup overall title, but she won 8 individual World Cups in a row over 4 years. Since her 4th place at the Tokyo Olympics, her PR has just been completely out of reach from all her competitors. Right now, her 6.06 PR is 2% away from the next fastest time, and her 6.17 comp average is 3.4% in the lead. She's powerful, but it's overshadowed by this breathtaking quickness that embodies the concept of a speed climber. Her consistency is unparalleled, even by Yulia. I'll bet that she will be the first woman to break 6 seconds in the first World Cup she attends. I'll also bet that she takes the overall cup and world title this year. Thanks for watching. Over the coming weeks, I'll be releasing similar lists for every discipline and category. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out. I also run a speed climbing merch store and an Instagram account. Check them out in the description. See ya!